Coach, your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, the opening fixture of any season can throw up some very strange results and some very strange performances, and until teams get themselves into a rhythm and find some form, you're looking at guys that are coming out of a pre-season and games that are not played at what we would class as a proper competitive and match pace. And that was very apparent in the opening exchanges. I think we could safely say we got caught cold. There can be some reasons for that, but the bottom line is Cincinnati started better than us and took full advantage of it. What I will say is, beyond that opening 10 or 12 minutes, we were not only the better team, but absolutely dominated every facet of the game. And in the end, I thought did a fantastic job of not only recovering, but really getting ourselves in a position where we should have won it. So plenty of credit for the group. Lots of lessons learned, as always. And we move on, obviously, to next week, knowing that we've got a fantastic performance under our belt.
Thank you, Coach. We will now open the floor for questions. A reminder to everybody to please alert me through the chat if you have a question for Coach. We will begin with Tim Sullivan with For Club and Country.
Gary, when you have that kind of rough beginning to the game, do you have to say anything to Joe to kind of settle him down with a couple of mistakes in there, or do you just kind of trust him as a veteran to get back on track?
He's a very experienced guy. I would think he's disappointed going back home tonight as to, maybe how the second goal developed. And 99 times out of 100, Joe doesn't try and beat the forward, rushing on in. But I think that's a consequence of the way the pre-season has maybe unfolded for not just the team but some individuals in the group. And Joe's not had a load of playing time. His performances and record speak for itself in our first year. I certainly had no worries beyond that he would pull himself together and, apart from being disappointed, be a foundational piece to whatever we were going to achieve moving forward.
Two questions coming from the Tennessean. First from Randall, second from Gentry Estes.
Yeah, two-part for me, Gary. The first part is considering that Randall didn't really have much time on the field, equal to Joe, as you mentioned, as far as preseason is concerned, and had a lot of that link-up play and the energy, and of course scored the goal to make it 2-1. What did you see from him in his time on the field, and was it always going to be CJ coming in eventually, or was it something that Randall kind of dropped off with towards the end of his time that led you to the sub?
There were times in pre-season, Drake, where I was wondering if we'd actually have a forward fit and available for us for this opening game. We've had all sorts of problems to deal with. And Yonder's done a fantastic job of coming back from an ankle injury that he sustained within the first 10 days of being in pre-season. Not easy to get himself in a position where not only he gets on the score sheet, but he has a good impact on the game. And there's a difference between being out there for 45 minutes or an hour and having an impact, or just being out there for 45 minutes or an hour. And I said to him before the game, look, attack it, get what we can out of it while you're having an impact on the game. Let's make sure we get the very best out of you. And he did that. And to get him on the sheet was great. But when you've got somebody of CJ's experience, who's had difficulties himself in pre-season, the balance of those two to take the game for us was probably going to be something I was always looking at. I needed someone to pick the baton up and keep it at a certain tempo and a certain level, especially as we were on the front foot. We'd equalised, we got ourselves in a great position, and I felt the additions gave us just a little bit of a shove that we needed at the right time.
Nayeli Alamilla with El Jefe Radio Station.
Thank you. My question is, Coach, what sensation does a tie on the first game of this season leave you with it, and what are your opinions on the team's reaction when they received 2 goals? Thank you.
Look, we all want to open the season with a victory. We're at home. It's a nice way to get yourselves going. But as I said at the very start of this interview, there's lots of things that we needed to find out about ourselves in this opening game. Pre-season's been fragmented. We've got through an awful lot of physical work, and I had no doubts that the players would be physically capable of getting through the 90 minutes and durable, which they were. But my concerns were that maybe we weren't at the sort of match pace and sharpness that we needed to be. The guys showed an incredibly good attitude to overcome such a difficult start. And to be perfectly honest, I think the two goals were very well crafted. Randall's is an exceptional finish, if indeed he means it. So you need to talk to him about that. But nevertheless, we had an absolute hatful of opportunities to have gone on and won the game. So I think the guys will be disappointed, they'll be frustrated, but once they wake up in the morning and realise the sort of character and determination that they've shown, and of course the quality that we've seen on show here tonight, I think they'll take that forward into next week and to the Montreal game next Saturday with a lot more confidence and belief in what we're capable of here again.
Apologies, Gentry. I got utterly excited and skipped you, so we'll go back to Gentry with the Tennessean.
All right. Gary, you didn't have to chase games very often last season. With the dominating the game offensively the way you guys did, do you take that as a sincere difference in this year's team versus last year, or was it just a function of how this game developed falling behind the way you did?
I think every game presents a different challenge. I felt all along that we were capable of creating chances against this Cincinnati team. Yes, they've had some additions, and I thought they showed some very, very nice signs going forward, and you would expect that with the sort of investment they've made in this group. But to be perfectly honest, the group as a whole, I think, wanted to turn a bit of a page on the opening exchanges from last year. For a good portion of our campaign early on, we were, found it difficult to score goals. We're certainly not as exciting as we were tonight. But as we move forward and we try to improve particular aspects of our game, we have to do our very utmost to remember the qualities and the foundational pieces that gave us so much success last year. And I have no doubt in my mind from 10 minutes on, when you start to break down the reasons and the whys and the wherefores, there was so much encouraging work and signs out of the group that, number one, we retain the sort of edge and competitive nature that you would expect from a Nashville group. But tonight, we've shown all of the positive aspects of any attacking game. We've created, fantastic crossing opportunities. We've been nothing short of exceptional from set pieces. The goalkeeper was under so much pressure at certain points in the game. He was getting absolutely peppered. And if he hasn't got man of the match, then I'll be really surprised.
We'll continue with Ben Wright from Broadway Sports.
Yeah, Gary, you touched on this a little bit, but you've talked to preseason a lot about how you want to be more consistent in creating chances. And I know 3 points to start the season would have been nice, but at the same time, you took 32 shots and really a couple impressive saves away from getting a result. What does that do for your confidence going forward? And do you feel like this team is kind of more than the defensive team that they get credit for?
Yeah, I'd like to think that as we move forward, they're going to take a hell of a lot out of tonight's game. It will be tainted with frustration, of course, because of the way we started. I think we'd have all felt absolutely crestfallen sitting here right now, and the guys in the locker room, if we hadn't have got something out of that game. And to your point, I'm not sure that we've created that many opportunities here in the whole of last season. We certainly didn't look as purposeful, as confident, as progressive and positive as we did in too many games, and certainly not to that degree. And the only thing that was really missing was, a little bit more quality at important times. But look, if we got to score 3 goals every game to win a game, then I'll be telling you that it won't be too often. 2 goals should win a game. I think this group, as we move forward, will show us again that we're capable of achieving whatever we need to. We've got more options, more competition going forward. There's more confidence in the group, and aside a difficult 10 minutes, we have still retained the spirit and determination and guile that is needed to do well in any league, especially this one. It's so competitive, so evenly matched, that there are defining qualities that will always take you that extra step.
Claudio Villalobos with Nashville Noticias and Fútbol en la Piel.
Gary, were you pleasantly surprised by the way some of the guys substituted, the way they came in to play in the game? Because the reason I ask you this question is because usually, especially for the fans, there's some players that they're really there to prove themselves. Is that the case from the coaching point of view, or you just as happy anyways?
If I understand your question correctly, I was as impressed with the guys' distribution and quality out of the back line as I have been. I don't know what the stats are for Daniel Lovitz, but I've got to imagine that he's getting into at least double figures with some of his crossing, and some very, very good crosses as well, because there's a difference between just hoisting the ball into the box, but we created several opportunities from very, very good deliveries. So I was very, very pleased with the way that we built out, the way that we created, the energy, the positivity, and as I say, all in all, I'm not sure we could have done much more beyond that opening 10 minutes. When, to be perfectly honest, Cincinnati caught a team cold, where we just haven't played at that pace in pre-season, and there's always that settling in process. I genuinely believed from the outset, if we could have got into the game for 10 or 15 minutes, we would win it, and I still believe that.
Fielder Randall Leal. Randall, your thoughts on tonight's game and your goal in particular?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thanks to God, to my father, my mother, my little brother, my wife, my kid that is coming. And secondly, we wanted to win the game, of course, but this is what God gives us. We have to keep working for the next game. We have, I think, 3-4 games in a row here at home, so we need to win. I think we was sharp today for us, but it's not enough. We have to keep working and win the next game.
We will now open the floor for questions, and please a reminder to let me know through the chat if you have questions for Randall. We will begin with Nayeli Alamilla with El Jefe Radio Station.
El técnico le da libertad a usted de estar tirando, que ya es normal, algo que conocemos de sus características. ¿Está eso autorizado por el técnico Gary Smith?
Hombrecito, creo que primero pues yo trato de cumplirle a él en lo que él me pide defensivamente. Creo que después de ahí en ataque también, y cuando se me da la posibilidad de pegarle, pues creo que eso pues ningún técnico creo que se lo puede quitar a uno, ¿verdad? Creo que pues la única forma de anotar los goles es rematando. Creo que por ahí saco provecho de eso, que por ahí le pego un poquito bien. Entonces creo que siempre es como, esa es como mi virtud, y es algo en lo que, digamos, siempre pues siempre voy a tratar de hacerlo, de pegarle fuera al área, más cuando uno pues le está pegando bien, agarra uno más confianza, entonces más le pega desde fuera. Entonces, como le dije, mientras pues yo le cumpla a él con lo que él me pida, creo que después de ahí, pues lo extra creo que viene más que todo por uno mismo.
I'm going to interpret for Randall into English. The question was about how much liberty or freedom coach gives Randall to allow to shoot from anywhere with around the field. The answer was I do everything that the coach asked me to do defensively and offensively, and everything else that I have the opportunity to accomplish on the field. It's up to me when I have the opportunity. I obviously have the virtue of shooting from outside the box and getting on target. That has given me a lot of trust in myself and in the ability of creating those opportunities. But the most important thing, as I always said, and I said at the beginning, is to always comply on what coach asks from me every single game. The rest is just extra and something personal for myself. The next question will come from Tim Sullivan with For Club and Country.
Randall, Gary said we had to ask you, so the goal, was that supposed to be a pass or a shot? And same with the other long one that almost found the corner, both actual shots, or were you trying to pass on those?
I think the most beautiful goals comes when you want to do another team, you know. Of course, I want to cross, and then the balls come to the ¿cómo se dice? Al marco? To the goal.
Target.
Yeah, to target, and you know, this is was like a surprise for me, you know, because like I said, the most beautiful goals, I think the guys don't think about do this, you know. It's something then you want to do something, and then the balls go to other direction, and then you make a goal like today, you know. But it's good plans. So this is what I say to thanks to God, you know, because the goal for today, the assist comes because I pray a lot, and you know, sometimes I want to do something, and today I want to cross the ball and then come to the goal. So it's thanks to God.
We'll do Ben Wright with Broadway Sports.
Yeah, Randall, do you feel that that playing 3 competitive matches with Costa Rica helped you get up into form when a lot of preseason matches were canceled for Nashville?
Yes, of course. You know, I played 3 games in 1 week when I was there in Mexico with my national team under 23. Well, the team was in Orlando, and they don't play the games that they wanted, you know. So I think they make me to be in sharp for the preseason, and you know, is something that I don't want it to happen to the team, you know, in Orlando, but you know, no sé, o sea, que es que me están preguntando que si me ayudó.
Que si te ayudó a ti a hacer una forma.
Sí, nada más que como digo que sí bueno, ya le dije que sí me ayudó que estar en forma, pero bueno, ya, no sé, es que me enredo. Sorry about that. My English is not so good.
That answered your question.
Yeah, no, that answered it. Thank you, Randall.
Wonderful, thank you. Tim Sullivan with For Club and Country.
Sí.
Randall, you had a very good and very consistent game on the wing. How comfortable do you feel in your second year in Nashville to be able to put consistent performances together like that?
Yeah, I this year I have my goals, you know, and for the beginning, I wanted to you know to win this game because last season we lost, the first game. So for us was the goal this today to start with the right foot, But I think we play good. We have confidence. We have 1 year, I think, to know each other. So I think this is gonna be good for us because we have the more confidence between the teammates. So I think we will be great this season for us.
Ray Hughes with the Tennessean.
Randall, were you surprised by how Cincinnati began the game, and what were your thoughts and how to respond to their goals when they scored?
Yeah, this is what we need to talk, because we came to the game too slowly, and then they took the advantage to score 2 goals, and then we have to play a different game, because we didn't expect it to start losing 2-0 in 10-15 minutes, So, but we have the quality, we have the effort to come for lower to high, and this is what we need to keep this night, the fun. Then we came losing 2-0 to draw the game 2-2, This is what we need to talk inside, to see what happened in these 15 minutes of the first half, and this is what the coach need to see.
Claudio Villalobos.
Randall, for some of us, this is your best game in Nashville. And the reason I say that is because of how many minutes of the game you were really good. And that's not easy. That's not easy. You will be the first one to tell us that is not easy, to be good such a long time in a game. Do you feel the same way? Is this the best game you had in Nashville?
I always go to the pitch to play the best way that I can. And this is what I said before. Today, God give me the chance to score and then to give an assist. But I always, when we don't win, we cannot go to home, happy, because we wanted to win. But I try always to play the best way that I can, what I say. And sometimes I play better than other games is soccer. So I try always to play good, and today God bless me, so that's good.
Khaled Najera with the final question for Stereo Nashville.
Hey Randall, good game tonight. One question. It's been almost over a year since you guys play with the audience. How's that different tonight, and how did it affect the team performance?
Que hace casi un año que no vamos con gran audiencia. ¿Cómo ha ayudado eso en la noche de hoy?
Today was very good for us, to see the fans already here again. We know that it's not the maximum capacity, but it's good for us. We feel the confidence. This is the extra player that we need to have here when we play at home. So this is good, I think, because last year we played so good, and we didn't. The fans cannot come to the game, So for this season, to see the fans, the support that they give us, so it's very good, and it's a motivation for us to keep working.
We are joined now by midfielder Handwalla Bwana. Handwalla, your thoughts on tonight's match?
I think it was unfortunate. I don't know how we did not win that game.
first 10 minutes was very, very, we call it difficult, or we weren't ready, I guess. But I still don't understand. I think every guy in the locker room was shocked how we did not win that match. The chance we created, almost, I don't know, 34 shots or something, or chances. And I'm still shocked. I don't know how we didn't win that game. So.
Thank you. Please alert me through the chat if you have questions for Handwalla. We will begin with Tim Sullivan with For Club and Country.
Well, this might be a kind of out there question, but are you keeping the Ramadan fast? And if so, how do you like come to a game and have the energy to compete when you haven't eaten during the day?
It's difficult. It's something that I've done it so many times in my career, my professional career. I've done it when I was in Seattle, and I'm still doing it. And it's tough, but I'm used to it, and something that's I have to do it. When it comes to everything, religion comes first for me. It's to be honest, the first couple of days is very difficult, and then coming in to the game, I still have that energy, that drive, because I save it. I don't really do much. I just lay down at home, try to save as much energy as I can. But I felt really good. I felt like I had a meal, so I'm not really worried about it.
Claudio Villalobos with the next question.
Wanda, how different, in this case, this particular game, how different was for you to look at the game, the very first 15 and 20 minutes while you were sitting on the bench, and realize that you might be coming in and be a game changer because you were part of it. How do you feel after all the two situations?
I mean, it's my job for me to look at the wingers and what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, and I have to take notes. And also, in the bench, the team relies on me to be the guy that's game changer. I mean, that's why they brought me in Nashville, because they really think that I have the talent to be that difference maker. And that's what I was told to do, and I try my best to make to bring that little spark, that little energy it's missing in the attack, and that's my job. And hopefully, I did good tonight. Hopefully, but it wasn't enough for me to. I guess to finish my chances or to help the team win. So
Ben Wright with the next question.
Yeah, Handwalla, you had that chance after CJ forced a save, and it was only your chance was only saved by a really good save from Titan. Can you just walk me through that a little bit and what you saw there?
I should have definitely roofed it to the top 100%, but it was at that moment. I think I chased back somebody, and I was too far from where I needed to be. If I was a lot closer to CJ, it would have been tapping for me, but I was defending all the way, so I was trying to get back, trying to get to the goal sided, and I got there. But at the same time, I feel like I should have definitely roofed to the top, even though you have to give the credit to the keeper too, what a game he had, what a save he had, but it's unfortunate. It's part of the game, and sometimes little things is the hardest part. But at the same time, we have to learn, and I have to learn and pretty much move on and hopefully do even better the next game.